Hey everybody, it's Mars here, Spinner Rack. Today we're going to be talking about the Inquisitors, who they are, why they're important, and what makes them. Why are they part of the whole Obi Wan show that's coming out now, and why I think they're going to be an important part of it. So the Inquisitors basically came about basically after the end of the destruction of the Jedi Temple, when Luke Skywalker and the Stormtroopers went and killed all or most, or if not all, the Jedi affiliated with it. Out of that group of Jedi, out of all those Jedi, there was one Jedi who was definitely saved, and that was the person who will end up becoming the Grand Inquisitor, the leader of the whole Inquisition, I guess it is. The Inquisition basically was set up. The Inquisitors were basically set up by the Emperor to look for Force-sensitive people and either turn them or kill them, basically, and definitely to get any remaining Jedi's after Order 66, and that was their basic task. As time went on, the group, the Inquisitors, grew. Basically, they recruited people who young people who were force sensitive and trained them in the arts of fighting. They were given Sith like training, but they did not become full Sith. They were never to be powerful enough to threaten the Emperor or Vader, especially because of the rule of two, where there will be always a master and apprentice with the Sith, because the belief was that if you had too many Siths, they're going to basically fight one another for power. And if you look in some of the old books and stuff, you'll see that's what happened. So that was something that the Emperor was very careful to do. In addition, the Inquisitors, Vader was basically running in charge of them and basically gave them the task to handle these things, to search and kill Jedi out there. And one of the first ones that we run across was in the book of Ahsoka. We see an Inquisitor there who was trying to track Ahsoka. He found that somebody was doing some good deeds. He was actually tracking Force sensitives, and he came across one, or no, he came across one, but then he got onto the trail of Ahsoka because of some of the things that she was doing. And because of that, he went after her. And unfortunately for him, Ahsoka had the better of him. So he was one of the first Inquisitors that we saw, at least canonically in the stories. Afterwards, we saw in Star Wars Rebels, that's where it was all fleshed out, where they came out, and we saw what the Inquisitors were. Of course, the Grand Inquisitor was basically dispatched to the Lothal area to try and to figure out what was going on in terms of force-sensitive individuals in that area. And of course, that's where he met up with Ezra Bridger and Kanan Jarrus, and ended up capturing them. Eventually, he would die, and Darth Vader will then dispatch two others. I believe it was fifth brother, and it was seventh sister, to go and also um, figure out what was going on there in the Lothal area, and that's how they also encountered Ashoka. But enough about them. They're a pretty unique group because they're diverse species. They're humanoid, of course, but they're not all from the same race of people. And in addition, they also are they're pretty unique. Is that they wield this circular lightsaber that it can be broken apart. They can spin it around. They're not actually doing the spinning, but it's actually being done by I guess when you do the combination. So the actual sword can spin. Another pretty interesting factor, and of course, this is definitely in the animation. They can actually fly like a helicopter, which is actually pretty cool. By the end of the series, as far as we know, it looks as though the entire order was disbanded or destroyed, because most of the ones that were named had died. From the Grand Inquisitor, the fifth, sixth brother, seventh sister. Um, and also it looks at it's pretty interesting the way they're named, that according to whether you're for the order, the lower your number, the higher in your hierarchy you are. So everyone was given a specific number in that particular hierarchy. So you'd have the Grand Inquisitor, you have second sister, third brother. And so depending on where you're, the higher up you were, the higher you up in the hierarchy. It's very possible that there are more because we didn't see all of them, but by the end of Rebels, I believe that they're all gone. Definitely by New Hope, we don't see anything of them around. But it would be great if we did. Now, how did this look into the Obi Wan show? So what we can see in Obi Wan, we do see the Inquisitors. You see where they're meeting, the meeting in the moon, just right off of Mustafar, where Darth Vader has his castle, not too far from them. You also see there's another Inquisitor that we have not seen before. We don't know where she ranks on the hierarchy. Now we have to remember with the Obi Wan show, that's supposed to be taking place where Obi Wan, they're saying that Luke Skywalker is about 10 years old. So how far in advance is it before, probably another 10 more years before the rebellion actually starts, or before he gets involved in the rebellion? So we're not sure if that other Inquisitor who's not named, maybe one of the people on the list that we don't know about, it may end up dying or may not end up dying or turning. We're just not sure, which is pretty interesting. The view of the people on the Inquisitors, they don't look exactly as the guys we see in the animated, but I don't know if they're the same people or they're not, but it seems that they are. Particularly the Grand Inquisitor, and it looks like Fifth Brother, but he's a tad bit shorter than we would expect. But as long as he does a good job, who cares? So hey, that was my brief overview of the Inquisitors. I hope you like what you saw. If you like it, give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Spinrack out.